caller has reported a noise disturbance. The situation must be assessed on site and de-escalated if necessary. Citizens have observed cables being stolen at an electric vehicle charging station. The perpetrators must be arrested. Question the witnesses who observed the theft. The damage to the charging station must be documented. A tree is blocking a road and needs to be removed. Bravo 101 has arrived at water in basement after a burst pipe and is awaiting instructions. A motorist attempted to drive past, resulting in scratches to their vehicle. The damage must be documented for insurance purposes. The water was turned off. The witness statements were recorded. Further damage was prevented. The cause of the noise was identified, and appropriate measures were taken. The tree has been successfully removed and the road is clear again.
You currently have several emergency calls in the queue. If this happens regularly, it is advisable to provide more desks as needed and hire more control center dispatchers.
The perpetrator was successfully arrested. Residents report that youth are damaging a street lamp. Fuel has leaked from a truck. Due to the expected rain, any remaining fuel could end up in the storm drains. The witness statements were recorded. The damage was documented. A dog was left in a car that is getting hotter and hotter. The leaking fuel has been successfully removed. The perpetrators were caught in the act and arrested. An animal welfare complaint has been filed against the owners. The owners must be identified. Callers report a danger zone. Get an overview of the situation at the scene. The attempt to unlock the door has failed. A window must now be broken instead. The dog was successfully rescued and tended to. The owners have been identified. They face a heavy fine. The assigned emergency services cannot complete the task, secure danger area, and are waiting for new instructions. It has been reported that a toddler is trapped inside a glass recycling bin. A load of glass bottles fell off of a truck and scattered across the road. We've received a call regarding a child that went missing during a school trip. Assess the situation as quickly as possible. The toddler's situation has been confirmed by emergency services. Choose to either cut the bin open or attempt rescue via rope. The danger zone has been secured. The toddler was successfully rescued. The damage caused by the operation must be documented. Teachers report that the child has only been missing for a short while and may still be nearby. Choose to search the surrounding area first, or proceed with a wide search party. Concerned parents report that their son has run away. Dispatch officers to gather information about the teenager, including a possible location and known relationships. The child has been located and brought to safety. Further discussion with teachers is required to determine how the situation occurred. The damage was documented. Multiple teachers report odd behavior from another teacher. After further questioning, officers believe that the teacher is under the influence of alcohol and allowed the child to wander away. Arrest the teacher and report the situation to all relevant parties. Decide how to locate the missing teenager. The intoxicated teacher has been arrested. The teenager's phone pinged to a nearby intersection. Send officers to investigate. The teenager has been found at a nearby intersection. Escort them home and advise them on the dangers of running away. The teenager was escorted home. Attention! Storm. Strong winds can uproot trees, damage gas pipes, and cause power cuts. A building is on fire and needs to be extinguished. A crowd of people has formed around the burning building. A tree is blocking a road and needs to be removed. The traffic lights at an intersection have failed. Traffic must be directed manually. A motorist attempted to drive past, resulting in scratches to their vehicle. The damage must be documented for insurance purposes. The fire has been successfully extinguished. The crowd is now at a safe distance from the fire. The tree has been successfully removed and the road is clear again. A smoke detector has reported the development of smoke. It must be checked whether a fire has broken out. The defective traffic light caused a traffic accident. A water pipe has burst in a residential building. Turn off the water and pump the basement dry. Fire has been detected and must be extinguished. A crowd of people has formed around the burning building. The problem has been solved and the traffic light is working again. The water was turned off. A slippery surface caused by an oil spill was reported at an intersection. Further damage was prevented. A drunk man damaging property has been reported. The fire has been successfully extinguished, but the emergency services on site suspect arson. After questioning witnesses, suspects have to be arrested. The perpetrator was successfully arrested. The oil spill has been successfully cleaned up. A teenager has become stuck in a baby swing. Observe the situation and decide how to free them. The crowd is now at a safe distance from the fire. A man is taking pictures in a post office, making several people in the building uncomfortable. Choose to use either the Halligan tool or the jaws of life to pry the swing apart. The perpetrator must be arrested. An exhibitionist has exposed himself to passers-by and must be apprehended. All witnesses have been questioned. Arrest the man responsible. The teenager has been successfully freed from the baby swing using the Halligan tool. The perpetrator was successfully arrested. Fuel has leaked from a truck. Due to the expected rain, any remaining fuel could end up in the storm drains. The exhibitionist was caught in the act and must be arrested. The witnesses must be questioned. The perpetrator was successfully arrested. The perpetrator was arrested. His trench coat was buttoned up. The witness statements were recorded. Alpha 104 has stopped traffic control due to employee exhaustion and is returning to base. The leaking fuel has been successfully removed.
Your efforts are impressive, and I would therefore like to entrust you with responsibility for the rescue service as well. You can now unlock the rescue service for free in the research menu.
scrap yard is causing heavy smoke. Bring the fire under control and extinguish all open flames to prevent it from spreading to adjacent buildings. People have been seen in the area of the fire. Escort all patients to safety and provide medical treatment. A caller reports a medical emergency. A traffic accident involving a cyclist and a car has been reported. Some of the people involved are trapped. The scene of the incident must be secured against oncoming traffic. The assigned emergency services cannot complete the task, support individuals, and are waiting for new instructions. Alpha 106 has arrived at additional task and is awaiting instructions. A train collided with a tree trunk at full speed. First, stop all train traffic and close the railway line. The emergency services cannot open the door. Call the fire department to open the door. The vehicle has caught fire and must be extinguished immediately. The fire was extinguished. The person has been freed from the vehicle and now needs medical attention. Start recording the details of the accident. The scene of the incident was successfully secured. An ATM has been blown up. The perpetrator is attempting to flee and must be arrested immediately. Alpha 103 has arrived at train collides with tree trunk and is awaiting instructions. The person is having a severe heart attack and needs to be treated quickly. Secure the accident site and get an overview of the situation. Bystanders gather at the scene of the accident. Control the crowd and ensure that rescue operations are not hindered. The patient has been stabilized and is now fit for transport. One person needs to be taken to the hospital. The perpetrator was successfully arrested. Alpha 107 has arrived at ATM blown up and is awaiting instructions. The train is damaged. Decide whether to prepare a technical rescue or evacuate the passengers immediately. Technical rescue takes longer, while immediate evacuation carries a higher risk of injury. Attention! Exceptionally high crime rate. A particularly high number of crimes are currently being committed. The injured person has received medical treatment. A person's smartphone was snatched from their hand and stolen. The thief must be caught quickly. While attempting to stabilize the train, a tank was damaged and fuel is leaking. The train has been stabilized. Now begin the technical rescue and evacuate the passengers. The crowd was successfully brought under control. A burglary has been reported in a residential building. The suspected perpetrator is still in the area around the building. Several residents witnessed the incident and should be interviewed. Several people with minor injuries were rescued from the train. Alpha 104 has arrived at stolen smartphone and is awaiting instructions. The perpetrator was successfully arrested. The witness statements were recorded. The perpetrator was successfully arrested. Several seriously injured people were rescued from the train. The assigned emergency services cannot complete the task, take care of persons with minor injuries, and are waiting for new instructions. A caller reports hearing multiple gunshots nearby. Dispatch officers to investigate the scene. A pickpocketing incident has been reported. The thief must be caught quickly. The injured have received medical treatment. 2 people need to be taken to the hospital. Officers on scene have confirmed a shooting. 1 person has sustained injuries and requires medical attention. Officers have located a person matching the witness description. Place the suspect under arrest. The witness statements were recorded. The perpetrator was successfully arrested. The perpetrator was successfully arrested. The injured person has received medical treatment. 1 person needs to be taken to the hospital. slippery surface caused by an oil spill was reported at an intersection. Alpha 114 has arrived at additional task and is awaiting instructions. Drunk people are rioting at a train station. The situation must be de-escalated, and the perpetrators must be arrested. An accident has been reported involving a public bus. The bus driver is trapped and needs to be rescued. Several people have minor injuries. Several people were seriously injured and require medical attention. A car and a truck have collided at a road intersection. There are injured people who need to be rescued and treated. The bus engine caught fire. Bravo 112 has arrived at oil spill on road and is awaiting instructions. The oil spill has been successfully cleaned up. The bus is losing fuel. The vandals have been caught. An illegal drug lab has exploded within a residential area. Extinguish the spreading fire. Search for injured victims within the explosion area. A crowd has gathered within the area of the explosion. Arrest the people responsible for the drug lab. The engine was successfully extinguished and prevented from spreading. Diesel and oil are leaking from the truck. The bus driver was freed and requires medical attention. The leaking fuel has been successfully removed. Alpha 112 has arrived at traffic accident involving a truck and a car and is awaiting instructions. A tree is blocking a road and needs to be removed. The persons have received medical treatment. The leaking fuel has been successfully removed. The accident site was successfully secured. The witnesses must be questioned about the circumstances of the accident. The injured have received medical treatment. One person needs to be taken to the hospital. A motorist attempted to drive past, resulting in scratches to their vehicle. The damage must be documented for insurance purposes. The fire has been successfully extinguished. The witness statements were recorded. The injured bus driver received medical attention. Now the witnesses must be questioned. The damage caused must be documented. The witness statements were recorded. 2 people are injured and need to be examined and treated by paramedics. Bravo 113 has arrived at tree on a road and is awaiting instructions. Multiple people have been injured by the blast. Alpha 106 has arrived at traffic accident involving a bus and is awaiting instructions. The damages were documented. The tree has been successfully removed and the road is clear again. The two individuals were treated at the scene and do not need to be taken to hospital. The perpetrators were successfully arrested. A traffic accident involving a cyclist and a car has been reported. Some of the people involved are trapped. The scene of the incident must be secured against oncoming traffic. Assess the damage within the blast radius. Alpha 103 has arrived at traffic accident with personal injury and is awaiting instructions. The damage was documented. The injured have received medical treatment. The scene of the incident was successfully secured. The person has been freed from the vehicle and now needs medical attention. Start recording the details of the accident. A dispute has arisen. The situation needs to be investigated. The injured person has received medical treatment. One person needs to be taken to the hospital. A train collided with a tree trunk at full speed. First, stop all train traffic and close the railway line. The assigned emergency services cannot complete the task, closing the railway line, and are waiting for new instructions. An employee refuses to leave the company-owned apartment. The boss threatens to have the lock removed. A neighborhood dispute threatens to escalate. Secure the accident site and get an overview of the situation. Bystanders gather at the scene of the accident. Control the crowd and ensure that rescue operations are not hindered. One of the two people involved was injured. The aggressive neighbor has to be arrested. The contracts provided are unclear. The tenant remains in the apartment. The train is damaged. Decide whether to prepare a technical rescue or evacuate the passengers immediately. Technical rescue takes longer, while immediate evacuation carries a higher risk of injury. The crowd was successfully brought under control. The train has been stabilized. Now begin the technical rescue and evacuate the passengers. Several people with minor injuries were rescued from the train. The assigned emergency services cannot complete the task, take care of persons with minor injuries, and are waiting for new instructions. The dispute was successfully de-escalated. The witness statements were recorded. The injured person has received medical treatment.